You gotta start me off.
Okay. Hi everyone, I'm Sandy.
And I'm Debbie.
We're from the Normal Paranormal Group. Before we do, we're going to be doing five more things. We're going to talk about dreams.
And since we're under the new moon,
yes,
dreams are picking up, intensified.
So we're going to light our
prophetic dreams,
candle.
Scary dreams.
Okay, we had to get our new candle for our ghost book.
Yes.
Our ghost stories.
We have to add more stories to our ghost book here.
Yes, we have to keep on adding stories. And so today we're going to talk about number one. Debbie's going to talk about a dream she had about Adiato.
Yes, it's a vision dream. It goes beyond dream state. But yes, my father died in 1991. And a year after that, he came to me in a dream with a message. Well, Cliff Note versions, too long to get into. We're at my parents' house in front of my mother's bedroom, and he has a pencil sketch of an Asian girl. She's in a ceremonial outfit. And he looks at me and says, Adiado. And I repeated, Adiado, with a question mark on my face, like, Adiado. And he had me say it again. He says, Adiado. He did not want me to forget this word. So I said, Adiado. Okay, I'm going to shorten that dream to 1 year after that. I find myself in a spiritual place, like a grayish type cloud. Nothing around me. I'm just all by myself, no doors, no windows, just a big old grayish cloud. And all of a sudden I heard surrounding me, like surround sound, voices chanting, Adiado, 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 repeatedly saying that. And I woke up, and still to this day, closest thing I could think of was the Enochian language, which is the language of the angels. So we're going to go on to our next dream.
Number two, I'm going to tell you a dream I had about my husband when he passed away. And it was a crazy dream. Sometimes you don't know what your messages mean, or you're trying to find out. I'm not good at puzzles.
Neither am I.
It's like trying to piece things together, and it's very difficult sometimes. Maybe later down the line, you might figure it out or get the message. But my dream was, I seen my husband from a distance. He's passed, and I seen like a ramp, and there's two men sitting at a table, and he's talking. My husband loved to talk. So he's talking to them. I'm across the way, and it almost looked like, the only way I could describe it, it's like if you're in a laundromat, those big things that go around with the clothes. Well, there's a big hook on it, and I jump and I grab the hook, and I'm holding on, trying to get across to my husband. So I see him walking up the ramp, going through a door, and the door inside is pitch black. But my husband, and he's got this blue denim hat and his jacket on, and I'm yelling, Chat, Chat, and all of a sudden, I finally get to the ramp, and he walks through the door, and I can only see, he didn't look at me, he just turned his head, and then he went in the door and disappeared, and that was the end of my dream.
Okay.
All right, and we're going to go to number three. Debbie had a dream about Jesus.
Oh, it was a very spiritual dream. It was beyond the dream, like a dream state. And I find myself walking into this cave. And the strange thing is, could you really smell in your dream? Could you breathe in your dreams? I did. The atmosphere in the cave was different. The smell was different. The lighting was different. And all the walls were white carved rocks. Everything was chiseled, finely chiseled. And in front of me, in the distance, is a carved table, a white carved table, and something is laying on it. And I'm wondering, what is that? And I'm getting closer and closer, and there's a candle in there. And I look down, and it's a man laying there. And then all of a sudden, he sits up, and he takes his hands, and he holds my upper shoulders. And he looks eye to eye with me, and nothing was said verbally, but he was like telepathically communicating with me. And I said, Jesus? And my dream ended.
All right, next, number 3. Number 4. The fourth dream I had was with Rose. And this is after she passed. I'm walking in this place, and I don't know where I'm at, and there's this bathroom, and I walk into it. It's all white. Everything's white, and there's a white tub. There's like the old-fashioned bathtub with like with those legs on it. And so all of a sudden, it's like looks like foam, like bubble bath. And all of a sudden, I see Rose's head popping through. It almost looked like a veil. And her face was coming through, and she's looking at me, talking to me. And I'm looking at her, but she's not saying words.
It's almost like Stargate.
Yeah, it's almost like Stargate, like
yeah.
a portal. So she's looking at me, and then, so she's giving me this look, and I'm trying to figure out what she was trying to say. And I seen her go back into the water, and then all of a sudden her face comes through, but it's like a veil again. But she's looking right at me, trying to tell me something, and I think, what is she trying to tell me? So I started walking out, and so like it looked like a hallway, and all of a sudden I heard what almost sounded like a dolphin call. That was a weird dream. Okay,
Yeah.
Now we're going to talk about number 5. Our fifth dream. Debbie receives phone calls from the dead.
Oh, and you did too that once.
I did.
But the strange thing about it, it's the old telephones,
Right.
not the new ones, no cell phones,
No
just
cell
the
phone,
old
the
ones.
old-fashioned
And
phones.
the ones we had in the 1960s and 1970s, those were great phones back then. And at each time I get a phone call, the speech is muffled at first. And I'm trying to say, who is it? Who is it? What do you want? What do you want? And then after a while, I'll hear a voice mention something, and I try to guess. The first dream I had was my mother. She called me the night she died. She was in Kentucky, and I'm in Illinois, and I'm saying, who died? Who died? She's telling me someone died. Who died? And here, it was her. She died. You know, this craziness. And I've had this dream of picking up a phone a couple of times, hearing a voice. So I don't know if you receive
Phone calls from the dead.
phone calls, you know, in your dreams or in real life.
Right, in real life. Some people have it in real life, and yes, and some people in dreams. And every time Debbie dreams about a telephone and she answers it, it's someone from the other side. And that happened to me once. And it's crazy. It's like she says, it's like a distance, muffled, but it's an old-fashioned phone. It's not no cell phone. So if you have any dreams or about telephones or someone you love that passed on that came to you, or maybe they're trying to warn you or tell you something,
Yep. Pay attention.
pay attention.
Write
it
it
down.
down.
Do a log, especially with a new moon.
New moon. Remember, dreams intensify. It's 5 days before the new moon, the day of the new moon, and 5 days after the new moon.
That's right.
That this continues.
So keep a dream log next to you.
Right. So pay attention. And until then,
This is Sandy.
and I'm Debbie.
We're from the Normal Paranormal Group. Until then, 5 more things. Bye, everyone.
Pleasant dreams. Make sure you pick up the phone and answer it.